Okay, I'm back, and just to show you how easy it is to connect this, I've lowered my top down, and I'll show you a close-up picture of this when I get ready to do it, but it's lowered down. So I take this part, and it goes underneath, and I send it underneath the back, and it just sits here, and well, you can see it's pretty simple. I can just do it outside normally. I just lift it up to it and it sucks right in there. But anyway, there it is. It's done. Now, I've of course got to put a bit in. So before I put the bit in, and see that's on there pretty snug. Before I put the bit in, I just leave this lay like that. And what I'm going to do now, one of the tricks is, and you have to do this with a lot of them, you've got to have an offset unit there. And what I'm going to do, let's see if I got to make sure you can see all this. I'm going to go ahead and raise this, and what you'll see is you know, that rubber parts start to come up, but I don't need to go up any farther than that. I can take the offset and put it down there. Turn that. Let's find a bit. Put in one of these. Just the first bit I can find there. Get this close. Take my other wrench and done. So that takes care of that. Then I go ahead and move the bit down, and I'm just getting the collet out of the way. And once I've done that, then I can take what the nearest size is. So let's see, that looks good. So I'll go ahead and set that in there. It's magnetic, it's stuck in there. And then reach underneath and lift that up, and it's in place. And so now this part of it comes up, and if the fence is here, there's no reason to put the fence up here. That goes in that, and then this part down here is where I would connect my hose, which I'll go ahead and grab. Come on. Grab my hose over here, just so you got it. But anyway, this is my regular hose, so this goes to the fence, this pops in here, and it's done. And so, as I'll show you in a second here with the close-ups, it's really pretty simple, I think. But anyway, so give me a minute here, and I'll hold this, and I'll be talking to you. Okay, I'm back, and here we can show some close-ups now. If you can see up there, I hope there's enough light, but you can kind of see how that goes around the collet. And so a little bit will come down here, and you can see I got my parts and pieces laying down there. Here's my, I actually set this on top of the fence, and that's my lift electronic measurer, and here's the part that goes on the fence right here that that this part fits on, or no, the other part, sorry, wrong part. But anyway, so that's the way it is. As we look at the top, well, here, let's take another shot from here. Maybe you can see, I don't know if we can see better or not. I can't see a thing. There we go. That's where it is. It's that blue plastic. All right, and then from the top, let me see if I can do this from the inside here. You can kind of see that's where it is. I flipped the hose off, but so you could do it that way too. You could shove this in, but it's just as easy to do it the other way. So hold on a second, I'll come back in a second. Now, hopefully, you can see real well where this sits. And like I said, you know, you've got these things that go on top that have the ring around them, and there's the ring around the blue dust collector. So to take this back off again, to take it off, I would go ahead and run it up. I can probably do it where it sits right now anyway, but you can run it up quite a ways. In fact, I can run it up probably higher, but I can show you that even down low, you put in the offset and open it up, and off it comes. And of course you can take this off, and now you want to go ahead and put it back down, and once it's down far enough, it just pops off, and I stick it in a drawer. So that is pretty much it in a nutshell. So like I said, this is from a company called well, I'll tell you, moving this camera around and so on is not the easiest way to do it. You know, I'm not very good at this part, but hopefully this will help you a little bit. Anyway, Keen Products, P.O. Box 3051, Kingston, Rhode Island, 02881, USA, www.keen-products.com. And I don't know if you can see this here. I kind of made a copy, I think, of something that they had sent me or whatever. But seems like a real nice guy. In fact, I can't believe it. He sent me some of these parts with the invoice. So I hadn't even paid for them yet. That doesn't happen much anymore. But and don't expect that. I would expect, but it worked. It worked. It's, you know, I think it's a doable for me. But this is not the way they have it set up. So I'm hoping maybe, and I'm going to send him a link to this because maybe he can understand what I've done here. Because he could set this up so it's easier for other people to do. I had to get these extra rings because if you try to glue it, I've tried all kinds of glue, and the stuff just comes off these metal rings. It might not be as bad on plastic, but these rings aren't very expensive anyway, and he has a bunch of them. So he could include that with a kit to make it so you don't even have to deal with these. The trick is the offset wrench. And I had that offset wrench when I used this in my other router table that didn't have a lift, but I still didn't want to have to get underneath and do the wrenches. So you get one offset wrench and one straight, and you just run it up. And with that plastic, and it's kind of the plastic you see people put in like their ovens or whatever. It's real supple plastic, so it moves easily. Anyway.